chains, but my soul has been forged by my Father's flames. Fight your fears and heal your pain, and victory will be in your name. I used to be weak, but I'm not weak no more. I found the strength of my ancestors deep down in my African core. I used to be frightened, I'm not afraid no more. The Father blessed me with the heart of a lion and a warrior soul. So no weapon that form against I shall not prevail. No man that rise against I, that war they shall never win. 'Cause I will conquer, no I will conquer. Yes, I will conquer. No man, let's conquer. No, I will conquer. Rise up and conquer. Conquer them. Tell them no retreat, no surrender. I shall fight till the end of days. I was born as a Makai warrior, and the Almighty God my blade. Fire burn as Satan carrier. Father loose all shackles and chains. This morning first thing as I wake up, King David turns Sam to the brain. Don't let your courage go down, keep it up. And if your heart reap up and stitch it up, don't let your faith them fall, pick it up. When my cup was empty, God fill it up. Don't take the devil contract, rip it up. And if your bad mind people to commit it up, pass me the Congo, Jama, let me beat it up. God on my side, me no give you some. No weapon that form against I shall not prevail. No man that rise against I, that war they shall never win. 'Cause I will conquer, no I will conquer. Yes, I will conquer. Conquer them. No man, let's conquer. No I will conquer. Rise up and conquer. Conquer them. Thank you, Father. I want to say thank you, everything, Father. Father, you alone shall guide me. No man shall lead my path. In the wind I hear your quiet whispers, and you heal my broken heart. Even some of my friends turn enemies, and they pray for right to fail. I remember you gave us your only begotten son, but we gave him the word of grace. Send down your warriors with the hello. They carry down to the end of days. No matter how the devil try to trick me, unto you my soul I will give. Father, I know this time is coming. I can see the high tide raise. Without you there is no other. Could it be that we live myself? No weapon that form against I shall not prevail. No man that rise against I, that war they shall never win. 'Cause I will conquer, no I will conquer. Yes, I will conquer. Conquer them. No man, let's conquer. No I will conquer. Rise up and conquer. Conquer them. I am a man. I am a champion. I am a warrior. So who are you to tell me that I cannot make it? Who are you to tell me that I am not the greatest thing that God ever created?
Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of our listening audience. You're listening to Hard Talk Grenada. A special good morning to those of you joining us on 97.5 City Sound FM, 89.5 CRFM, 92.9 Sister Isle Radio broadcasting from Hillsborough, Carriacou, and of course 94.9 We Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn, New York. A very special good morning to those of you joining us on the live video. Of course, whether it's on Facebook or on YouTube, we appreciate you. And of course, to those of you there, remember to join the live, share the live, get everybody involved in the conversation. Let's start here. Let's start today. I've missed you guys. It has been, what, a week? It's been a week. a week and a few days, and I have missed you guys. I've missed talking to you guys. Of course, it's very important sometimes, as somebody very, very dear to me said to me just the other day, that it's important sometimes to put self first, to take care of self. Sometimes you want to help everybody. You want to make sure that everything goes right, because you have a big heart. But sometimes it's so important to put self first. So going on that sound advice, I took a little sabbatical, a little sick leave, as you might call it, to recover fully from that awful flu that's been going around. All right? So, of course, I am back. And, of course, I'm excited to be here with you because so much has been happening. We've been talking, or there has been a lot of talk going around, a lot of information, so many developments that have happened within the past week. And to be honest, I really wish I could have been here to go through it with you, but self is important. So we are going to start off very early opening the lines because I haven't spoken to some of you in so long. Of course, the number to call is 440-7377 for local calls. If you are in the diaspora, it's 347-329-3101. And of course, for those of you who want to send a message via WhatsApp, you can also do that. And of course, the live is open for commenting. So feel free to share your comments with me. I'll be more than happy. I really love speaking with you. I love sharing information with you, making sure that you're informed and that the facts remain. All right? So stay tuned with us. I want to give you your daily coronavirus update. I know that we are focusing a lot on Grenada right now, as the first case has been confirmed, and a lot of people are on edge. A lot of people are worried, is the correct word to use in this circumstance. But nonetheless, we do have to pay attention as well to what is happening around the world. So currently, we are at 439,570 confirmed cases worldwide from the beginning of the epidemic to now, or the pandemic to now. 439,570 cases. Of those, we have had 19,638 deaths. So the numbers are getting up there. And of course, 111,926 recoveries. Currently, we have 100,006 active cases. All right? So the numbers are getting up there. Of course, we've added to the numbers with our one. And we really do hope and pray that we remain at just one, with the hope of a very speedy recovery for that individual, and of course, bring us back to zero. All right? So that is what my hope is for Grenada. I know a lot of us are wishing a lot of different things, and I really do hope that in all of this, we let good sense prevail. I repeat, let's let good sense prevail. All right? So there are a lot of things that we have to discuss. Of course, like I said, the lines are open. Call me. Share with me how you've been feeling, how you're managing, how you're dealing with this situation, how you're dealing with the information. I've tried my best, my utmost best, to stay away from social media as much as possible. Although my job requires me to be there, to be in the know, to know what's happening. But along with that, there are some very irresponsible, and I make no apologies for saying this, there are some very, very irresponsible individuals on social media. And like I said the other day, while I was at home recovering, I said some people need to only be on social media to post pictures. Some of you really just need to be on social media just to post pictures. Because the things that you post and the things that you say, and I know that everybody is entitled to their own opinions and that we respect everybody's opinions, but some of you have a responsibility to the people that you have befriended, to the people that follow you, to the people that look to you for information, for consolation. You have a responsibility to those people to be responsible in your posting. And a lot of us are very tricky in the way that we post. So some of us, under the shroud of concern, post a question, and out of that question, what happens is you give an impression, or you start making people think along the lines of what you wanted them to think based on what you've posted. So I want to share a post with you from an individual in the opposition, who very recklessly this morning, I don't know if it's out of idleness, I don't know what it is, went to social media to post the following. And I'm going to read it because, sometimes we want to respect everybody's opinion, but sometimes when nonsense is done, you got to call it out, right? And you got to call it by name. So I'd like that individual to go and clarify exactly what she meant when she posted this morning, here's what's on my mind. And now this is an individual who plans, who has aspirations, who has goals to govern this country, to be a part of an administration that governs this country, all right? Who at this point should be a reassuring arm to her supporters, to her followers, to the Grenadian public, because in some way, shape or form, people look up to her because she is a political figure, right? People depend on what she says. For whatever reason, I don't know. But she took the time this morning, made a mental decision, right? She made a mental decision this morning to sit down and post for Grenadians to read the following. Let me just pull it up here real quick. And I'm quoting word for word what she said. And it reads, here's what's on my mind. How is it that Dominica moved from 1 positive case to 7 in 2 days, and we are still at 1? God must be a Grenadian. People, it's your responsibility to keep yourself healthy by following. Well, I assume she means by, but that's not what's there. By following all the guidelines. And that was the post. And I'm going to read it again. This individual who wants to represent the people of Grenada took of her own good time and typed the following on social media. Here's what's on my mind. How is it that Dominica moved from 1 positive case to 7 cases in 2 days? And we are still at 1. God must be a Grenadian. Now listen to me. I think that it is about time that some people make a decision to put politics aside and start working for the good of the people of Grenada. You may not like the government of Grenada. You may be vying for their spot in government. You may not like the individuals that are our administrators. But at some point, you must be mature enough. You must be honest enough. You must be adult enough to admit that everything that can be done is being done. Let's not play politics with this issue. It is not a political issue. It is not an issue for you to gain or score political points. Now, when you go on social media and you make a post like this, the average Grenadian, and somebody tell me call she name no afraid. Yes, no, I'm not afraid to say that it was Claudette Joseph. It was Claudette. She was the one that took her of her own good time this morning and went to social media to do this. Now, when I read this, right, thinking as an average Grenadian, in my mind, I will start thinking, well, Dominica get their first case on Sunday, the same as us. It was announced on Sunday, same as us. And now they're at 7, right? This is my mind working now. Now they're at 7, right? And I'm going off of the post that she would have made, right? This is what she put out there. This is what she put on social media. So as an average Grenadian, I am going to say, okay, well, if that is the case, then it means that, nah, man, government hiding something. You understand what I'm saying? This is what they are trying to make you believe. And I'm so disappointed. I'm so upset at the fact that in the midst of all of this, in the midst of an international, global, worldwide crisis, that these people can still find the time of day to play politics. Let the people of Grenada know what's happening. So, for example, instead of wasting brain cells to mislead people, right, unintentionally, instead of taking the time to sit down and type that useless message, what you could have done, and this is just me giving you a suggestion, what you could have done is share with average Grenadians tips to help them with social distancing, to appeal to Grenadian people to abide by the rules of social distancing, to adhere to the guidelines that have been outlined by our health officials to keep our people safe. That's probably something you could have done instead of typing that useless message. You could have also shared the stimulus package with the people of Grenada. You could have picked up the phone and called the secretariat for the government of Grenada COVID-19 secretariat, and you could have found out for some Grenadians who don't know how they can access the benefits that are available to them if they are being affected or directly affected by COVID-19. That's something else you could have done with your time this morning. But you made a conscious decision to sit at your computer or at your phone and type this useless message. And these are the people that are vying to lead us. We have our first caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Okay. I'm just on my job. I know you don't make all the voices yet, but I look at something on Facebook last night, and I don't know if we discuss it because I cannot get a station where I'm working up here. Where they said that the lady have the corona in Grenada, and where they treating her wherever she is, and somebody took out a small video clip live with her and they post it up on Facebook. I don't know if you see that.
I saw the video in question, and let me, while you're on the phone, because you said you're not hearing up there, but let me calm your nerves. Now, the individual in that video, first of all, was not even taken in Grenada.
In Grenada? Okay.
It wasn't taken in Grenada. It is not somebody that is from Grenada. It is not an individual that is Grenadian, right? The individual.
She is Grenadian?
No, she is not. That video is not even from Grenada.
Oh, okay.
right? And that just goes to show the maliciousness of some people in a situation or in a time where people should be banding together to make sure that everybody is not just physically and safe, but to make sure that everybody is mentally stable and mentally safe.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
you see people doing these malicious things.
True.
You
Because,
understand?
because
Mhm.
what I'm saying, whoever that person is, you see in that kind of a situation, these things supposed to be confidential and secret.
But of course.
They don't supposed to let the public know about that. And I find which country this thing pick out in the relevant authority in that place should charge that person or even arrested that person whoever done this thing. Because you post up this thing for the world to see. I mean, that's not good enough. And it had to be some health person who were working inside that facility what done this thing, you know. So I just say, let me throw it out. And another thing is I want the nation people to know. Stop taking information from normal media, social media out there. Because up to last night, somebody just spread the word around that the country will shut down from midnight last night. The country will shut down and look what not and what
Well, I'm
not.
still
And the
waiting for
Prime
the
Minister
shutdown,
will
you know.
address the nation and them kind of a thing. And I say, well, I am listening to the news and I'm not hearing these things happen. Did no news reporter, they never say anything about that. You know, it shows that where people will go to the extent to just cause panic in this kind of a situation when we should be calm as ever. You know, the only news that I heard where Ms. Claudette Joseph and Mr. Anselm Cowden is calling for the government to shut down the country. You know, but people must listen to news, relevant news, instead of they going out there on social media and talk this kind of, you know, and listening this kind of for people and them, you know, and they're not taking heed. More they tell them, listen to relevant authority, they're not listening to it.
Yeah.
You know, so we need to move. People need to listen the news more, listen to relevant news more instead of they taking social media and go forward with it, you know, and creating more panic in the place more than anything else.
Yeah.
Last time I heard the news again that someone say that he has a plane and this plane will be sprinting in the air, so we have to stay inside curfew. And nothing so.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful.
All
You know, public, let me take relevant news from relevant authorities, you know, instead of. And in case you don't know the voice, this is the man from the United Choral.
Oh, hi. I didn't get the voice before. Hi.
I know you didn't get the voice because
Yeah.
number two, I have a mask in my face where we work in security by the
Oh.
Chinese, so we must have to wear our mask. So the
Okay.
voice was even coming out. It wasn't coming out that clear.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
stay safe. I know that, and you gave some very good information, very good points that everybody should listen to. Listen to your local officials, your local news stations. They have the information, they have the facts. Take it from
exactly,
them. You know, it's so important. But
exactly.
thank you so much for sharing this morning.
Yeah.
All
As I
right.
say, I cannot get no station, so I cannot listen to your program.
And where are you? Which part of the country?
In Diamond House and Skin, we're in the low income house and Skin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there where I work.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you
Okay
so
then.
much for calling.
No problem, sweetheart. Take care and have a pleasant day.
Okay, you too.
All right.
Yep, guys, you heard it there. I mean, it's very disappointing. And you hear people saying they say. I really want to know who this they person is. They has the most power right now in the world, you know. Because everything that they say, everybody going with it. Who is they? They has no name, they has no face. But everybody quoting that they say. Who is they? Quote things that are verifiable. Quote things that are factual. Quote things that you know are true, that you yourself have verified. You know, I could say, okay, well, I'm going to just come on radio and say what I hear they say. But that would be irresponsible of me. People would sit down and say, oh, well, it's Claudette's Facebook page. Let she say what she want. No. No, because when you have a listenership, right? When you are a public figure, when you are sharing information, you have a responsibility to those people to ensure that what you are sharing is factual. We have another caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, and Keith Martin.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Miss Brenda. Well, I just want to say and give just my opinion as to the coronavirus. I would honestly say that Grenadians, please take this very seriously. We only have one case on the island. The lady is fighting for her life. Let us pray that she comes through this. And let us pray that we don't have any more among our midst.
Yeah.
I live here in New York. We are in lockdown. Lockdown. A few days now, I have not been outside only because my house is stocked with food and other things that I need for my family. But those who have to go out there unnecessarily, please, please stay at home. The hospitals here are overfilled with patients. When the government gave all the necessary information for you Grenadians to listen, please listen.
Yeah.
This is not no joking matter down there. I saw a post on Facebook about Dominica has one case and jumped to how many? And Grenadian whatever, and the government whatever. Hello, the person who posted this, you should post that. Dominica is close to Martinique. They have several cases. So by transportation, the commuting is expected over in Dominica.
Yeah.
Grenadians, you are so lucky. So lucky.
Yeah.
Only one case y'all got, and y'all still complaining? Y'all complaining? Y'all y'all want to have more down there? Are you kidding me? Look at Italy. Look at us here in America. Do you see what's really going on? You see what's going on here? This is a place that I live. I booked many tickets to come over to Grenada. I was supposed to fly out in May. I was supposed to come over in June to August and come back down in September. Reason being, my son is a competitive swimmer. I don't mind losing all that money. You know why? My life matters. That's what matters. I don't care the money. The tickets already been booked since last year, November. My life, that matters. And for the Grenadians who are there out and about, jumping in the streets, hello, people. It's easy to spread the virus that way.
Yeah.
It only takes one, Only take one to infect the population down there. Don't fool yourself. For now, the government is doing what they have to do to keep it under control. All those who that current patient being in contact with need to be tested. Please, Grenadians, listen to the authorities. Please listen to the media. Use the local hubs. Stay inside if you don't have to go outside. Please, people, listen. And in the meantime, don't forget the elderly out there who don't have anyone to take care of them. Grenadians, please listen. Listen to the authorities in control, please. This is not a no joke. Doctors are dying. Nurses are dying. Look at it in the USA. Prince Charles has it. Look in TNT. Ian Allen has it. Hello, people. This is not no joking matter. This is not a joke. As our grandparents used to say to us, if you can hear, you will feel. Thank you very much, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much for calling. That call has me very emotional. I mean, you can hear it in her voice, the anguish, the hurt, I mean, and if this doesn't move some of you, I don't know what will. This really does have me a little emotional. But just something I want to correct that the caller said. Ian Allen doesn't have it. There has been no confirmation. And you see, these are the lengths that people will go. And I don't understand why. I don't understand what is the purpose of going these lengths. There's been no confirmation that he has had it. He has not been tested by CAFA. The government has not approved any tests that he may or may not have done. This is not true. As it relates to Prince, to the Prince having it, I've seen the news, I've read it, and of course I'm waiting for a statement from the palace, to just verify that. And that is why we appeal to everyone with a grain of salt. Take everything that you hear with a grain of salt. I've received countless voice notes from individuals that they say and I hear and these nonsense things. Well, thank you, Margaret and Spiceman. So it is confirmed that that the Prince does have it, And that just goes to show this virus is no respecter of person, no respecter of political affiliation. For those of you who want to play politics with COVID-19, no respecter of class. So you got to be so careful. We have another caller on the line. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, I've been hearing a lot of things on people posting all kind of stuff. One guy in particular, he says that he came in on Sunday and there's absolutely no check, and this is very much incorrect.
Of course.
Because we have our cameras and the nurses and the authorities is doing a lot, so I would like the general public to know that this is not true, and there is no truth to it, and people have to be very responsible.
Yeah.
Because in Trinidad, the Prime Minister says that because of a negative statement made by the opposition leader, they have lost millions of dollars in one of the African countries. So people have to think about national interest.
Of course.
Because at the end of the day, when you look at it, we have to protect our national assets, and tourism is getting a hard hit by some of our negative statements that we are making.
Yeah.
Now is no time to play politics, but now it's time for us to go through that together and see what we can do, right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, caller. And these are the things that I like to hear, voices of hope in this time, because we need more of those. The people with all of the negative statements are raining on social media because they feel like they have a platform where they can go and just say whatever it is that they want to and say what they feel like they want to say without care or caution or conscience. And we have to call them out on their nonsense. We have to call them by name. So the individual, the young man who came into Grenada, left wherever he was as a Grenadian national, he's welcome. We can't refuse you. But came into Grenada, and I don't know if to call it 5 minutes of fame. I don't know what to call it. But be responsible and ask a question. You just get here and you want to cause problems. For months and weeks, we have been speaking about the systems that are available at the international airport. Our system is not lesser to those of international countries. We have our scanners available to ensure that persons are not coming into our country with fevers or high temperatures. We have those equipments available. So if you came in with the hopes of seeing someone in a hazmat suit and a temperature and a thermometer to take your temperature, you are sadly mistaken. You don't do these kind of things. You don't go on social media without information and just make these baseless statements and put that out there. And for what reason? What did you hope to gain? I mean, I commend you for following the procedure that you need to, which is your social distancing, you're quarantined, you're self-quarantined, and you are following it, and I commend you. But at the same time, you have to be responsible in what you are saying. We have a caller on the line. Oh, no, we lost that caller. So, caller, if you hear us, please try calling back. Good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Duncan.
Hi, good morning. How are
How's
you?
everything? I'm okay, man.
All right.
Yeah, Mr. Duncan, I just wonder, why, what people getting with spreading negative information to people. I always say, if you love people and care about people, right, and want people to live and survive longer, you feed them with the right information. So they feed them information that they have to do to protect themselves from the coronavirus. But what is spending your time, wasting your energy telling people things that is not true? Not true. As you inspire, you want to be a leader, you want to be a politician. The politicians develop, they grow, and they win people when you give them the right information and you encourage them to do what is right. But when you say misleading them, you say one day to come, they will find out the kind of person you are. The kind of person you are. You can look at it, like Sunday, Dominica and Grenada, the first case. So because Dominica rise to 7, Grenada must rise to 7 too. Because, we put it in place. I'm not saying Dominica put it in place. Right? It's just that we still remain at 1. So it should be fraud and half, and it should be fraud that you have none. But they have 1, Grenada have 1 case. So you should encourage the greater people what they have to do, and distancing themselves from coming together, from the close range. But instead of that, you spend your time, your energy to give us information that is not true. I want to say to the greater people who cares about you, people who love you, we always give the right information to save a life.
Yeah.
So if they want to continue spreading the propaganda, let it continue. Because that's the same way that I always talk about the greater people eating pig skin, talk about the greater people are needy and greedy, and they continue that line. So, Ms. Duncan, we have to continue to feed with the right information,
Of
Ms. Duncan, you have one big God bless you.
You too. Thank you so much for calling. All right, and we have that call coming in again from overseas. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Is this the Hard Talk with Miss Duncan?
It is, and you are live.
Okay. Thank you for taking this call. I am heartened and I am disheartened at the same time. I'm heartened because I'm hearing people calling in and they really touch me. People from the diaspora telling Grenadians, our fellow Grenadians, don't listen to the prophets of doom and gloom. Grenada has been way ahead of the United States of America, where a lot of us are, in giving the instructions. America just started a few weeks ago. The people who are using it for political advancement or what, they know the truth. They have been hearing the truth from the people involved, the Ministry of Health, the government, the Prime Minister, for months. And they're still going and ride those stupidness because they think they're going to get in power. God is not blind.
Yeah.
They will never get there. The only way they can get there is if they are spreading the truth that they know to encourage the Grenadians, all of us. They are lying. They know they are lying. I have some family members who are lying with them. And it's heartening. But I'm heartened for the wonderful people, Grenadians all over, that's calling to encourage our at home. Yeah. God bless you. Let us keep the faith.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You know, I had a very interesting conversation last night with an individual, and it is something that I'm definitely going to be pleased to help him work on. And it brought something to my attention. So for the people out there who want to see the country shut down, who want to hear that we have more cases, what my question to you is, if and when that happens, what next? What is your goal? What is your hope? What do you hope to achieve from all of this? You know? What do you hope to gain from doing things like that? It's definitely not going to put you in office. That much we know for sure. So what else do you hope to gain? We have another caller on the line, and for the person calling locally, I'm going to try to take the call from the diaspora first and give you an opportunity to call back after. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm listening to the program. The live, is it Hard Talk Grenada live?
It is, and you are live.
Okay, thank you. Last night when I come across this young man who aired his views on Facebook, I placed my views with him because I was very upset because I'm in New York, and for someone to go home and paint Grenada like that, I was very upset. Mm-hmm. I was very upset because I'm in New York, and I think the steps that the Grenada Prime Minister made was very appalling for me because we didn't even close school here. My son was still going to school when Grenada already closed school and took all the necessary precautions.
And you guys had cases.
And I was very upset the way he painted Grenada. I have a friend who was on the same flight with him who went home, and I never heard she said anything like that. Mm-hmm. You know, she went home, she's in quarantine, and I don't know if it's these people and them, they're just looking for their 5 minutes fame. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And in the meantime, they don't know how they mentally getting other people disturbed.
Yeah.
You know, look at how much cases we have here. Look at how much cases we have here in New York. Huh? Grenada only have one so far. For you to go down on your knees and pray and thank God and encourage your fellow men, you know, to stay away and take the precautions. You're going home and paint like Griff Green. They're not doing anything, and they do this and they do. I was so upset with this guy. I was so upset with him for a young man to do that. Yeah. I don't know what is his aim, but he better stay down there. Let him stay down there.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, caller.
I'm so upset. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. I mean, it's time for those who know better to start speaking out. The people with the negative attitudes and the negative things to say have had their 5 minutes of fame, as she said. They've had their time to rant and rave. So we that know better must now stand up and call them out on the nonsense that they are speaking, because we know better. You know? So let's take another call. Good morning, caller. All right, so the person calling locally, please lower your volume when calling in so that there isn't a feedback. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Ms. Duncan. Good morning to Grenada.
Hi, good morning.
Well, first of all, I'm disappointed in a lot of people. And I really think, honestly, it's best the medical professionals just retire and let all these people just go and do the job because they know more than the medical professionals. I mean, Grenada has been doing very well up to this point. And I don't know why is it that Grenada should be put in this negative light as if we're so bad. I mean, a small country like us, and look how good we've been doing. I mean, we don't need any more cases. And I don't know. I'm basically speechless. I'm rather speechless. But I have something just to throw out. I'm not sure if the doctors, I mean, the other professionals might consider it. Because of virus, one may not necessarily have a fever or feel ill when they have the virus. I know that there is this particular camera that scans people. So I'm not sure if one of the scare is, I'm not sure, that maybe people might come in with the virus, but they're not being detected because the temperature is not above what what is prescribed. So I don't know what they're doing about that, but that's another thing for itself. But I think that we're doing good as a country. I mean, I can't come home yet, even though I would have liked to come home. I have to hold back. But that's all I have to. That's all I have. My contribution for the day. Don't. We can't allow people to bring us down.
Yep. Yep.
And especially, let me tell you see, not everybody belongs to politics, and not everybody is supposed to say, open their mouth and speak.
Yeah.
You know, there are sometimes you have to shut up. Some people just have to shut up, not because you're in a political party, a member of a political party. That does not mean to say that you know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, these people they know the truth, but they decide not to tell the truth, because if they tell the truth, then
it won't look good for them
politically. Align. Yes, it would not align with what the general population should do. So let's cause division. We see something is black, let's say it's white. We see something is up, let's say it's down. Let's keep causing division, and that is why they can call it needy and greedy and all these kind of things. Well, I'm proud to be part of the needy and greedy. You understand? And our Prime Minister, our government actually has been doing very good. And I want to compliment Minister Steele and the doctors who is with him. And just let's be strong. And let's hope that our official numbers, whether recorded or not, remain as one.
Yeah.
When I say recorded or not, because you might have some cases that people must, and people, if you're feeling in a kind of way, still check. I think there is a number to call. You know, don't feel like you're big and your chest broad, so you won't be able to get a call. There are instructions that was given. Just follow the instructions.
Yeah.
And have a good day, Ms. Duncan and Grenada.
You too. Thanks so much for your contribution. You know, something that was on my mind just the other day, and I was having this discussion with someone else. A lot of people are of the opinion that the virus has been around for a while, maybe since December, and it has not been detected. But, and I'm thinking, and I spent some time thinking of this, because even for myself, and I'll be honest, even for myself, I thought that way as well. You know, I thought, what if, just what if the virus was here since December? In my mind, that's what I'm thinking. But when you look at the way this virus behaves or has been behaving, that notion logically is kind of impossible. And let me just take this call and then I'll get back to why I say that. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Ms. Duncan. How are you doing? Good
Hi.
morning, Mr. Nazim Benjamin and the rest of the Grenada public.
Good morning.
Find everybody calling over and saying good morning to Nazim at all.
He in this. He not in the studio with me right now, so
All right.
he wouldn't hear you.
Wherever you at.
Right.
You and I have had a couple of conversations over the past couple of weeks. Where this whole matter is concerned, this COVID virus thing. It's like I'm I'm battling with friends and family on a daily basis, with the misinformation that they have. Even this morning, one of my brothers in Grenada, he and I going back and forth, and I was saying to him, if he was my brother, boy, I was so tempted to I got really upset at him, really upset. Because you living in a country, you living there. All that amount of information that's coming out through the Ministry of Health and the different mediums, legitimized information, and you letting people come into Grenada and influence your thoughts or the way you think about your country with a stupid video. All right, for one. All right. Since last night, he and I going back and forth with it, I would ask questions to people, people I trust. I would WhatsApp them. I will screenshot the response and send it to him, and then he will tell me something else, But for the other callers that called previously from here in New York, if Grenadians didn't want to understand, they wouldn't understand. It's not that they can't understand, it's just that they don't want to understand.
They don't want to.
All right? What the Grenada government was doing from jump. The gentleman before said America only started doing it a couple of weeks ago. To correct him, only last week they started. I still working. I'm at work right now. I still got to work. Now, my business is not one of the businesses that is closed down. All right? If they don't understand this, New York City is the epicenter of the United States right now. If they know what that means, if they don't know what it means, which means New York City has more than half of the infective rate in the entire country right now. Okay? Anywhere you go, you leave New York and you go right now, they're going to quarantine you. Right here. You'll cross the bridge, you pay your $15, $16 to go over the bridge into New Jersey, they're going to quarantine you. New Jersey has the second highest right now. Think about it, folks. We have principals who died. A principal just died yesterday from a school. Ask why? Because they took forever to close schools. They have other teachers who are infected. What I find that I'm not hearing, I have a family member here in New York who right now the whole house is in panic because they think they have it's in their home. Okay? I don't see other family members down there saying anything about it.
Yeah.
I know people, I know Grenadian folks right here in Brooklyn who's going practically out of their mind because they think they have it. But I reach out to the members of their family home and you don't see them on social media. You don't see the craziness. Even one of them was putting things up on social media. I addressed that with them, And they just wither with it. They didn't respond. But I'm saying all of that to say this. The folks I'm speaking about, they're just finding out now that they had this virus in their home more than a month ago, 3 weeks ago. Sherlon, myself, Devon, few of us have a mutual friend in Brooklyn here. Son had it, but they didn't know what it was because they kept bringing him to the doctor and they keep saying he doesn't have the cold, it's not a flu, it's a virus, but they don't know what it is, so just, give him this, treat him, whatever. Okay? The mother is panicking now because she has a respiratory problem. She just had, she has a, concerning respiratory problem, which she had surgery for not too long ago. So now the doctors are checking her on a daily basis, or every other day, whatever they're checking, to make sure she's okay. Right? Why they're not? These are the things they're not understanding. One case is one too much. It took one lady leaving a part of this country and traveling and infected 1,500 plus people. One woman. It took one doctor. The cluster that people hear about in New York, where they had to get the National Guard to contain those folks, it was only one doctor that brought it in there. One man infected the whole community.
Right.
That's all it takes. One.
Yeah.
It is not something for them to jump in praise and hoopla about and all that. Pay attention to how rapid it's spreading in Dominica, St. Lucia, and those other places.
Yep.
That's what they should pay attention to. And to see that Grenada is still stuck on one case.
It's a blessing.
That alone. They should be praising and thanking God and thanking anybody else who is part of the team that is working diligently to keep it where it's at. This is what folks don't understand. Someone told me that I know this is from someone that works in government in Canada or the Canadian government burning bodies. so much people have it, and that time Canada didn't even have 50 cases yet.
Mm.
And it's a family member from Grenada. I mean, I had to ask, we fell out because, like, you know, where you get these things from?
Yeah.
You know, you work in government. How you can be responsible, to be so responsible to putting these things out there? Now they see that, then you could lose your job.
Yep.
Because we so have this urge to share, and I don't know what it is. Is it within itself? Is a pandemic within itself?
Mm.
What we do, why we do it?
Yeah.
You know, the English government just started yesterday locking down. This U.S. The United States is still functioning. There are states in America where the governors and them still don't believe. They have hundreds and hundreds of cases in their state, and they're still encouraging people to go to work.
Yeah.
One governor in Florida, where, if you guys paid attention to the news, where they couldn't get kids off the beach for spring break. There are thousands of people there right now. They suspected that has the virus, but he doesn't want to close school. He said this morning he's encouraging people to go to school, go back to work, do what you got to do. All because the President of the United States is spewing one set of message to these people, and they believe in him.
Yeah.
Right? He is saying on national television last night, oh, well, by Easter churches will be filled and people will be going back out to work. That happened, millions of people in this country will die.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about the life of people. He only cares about the stock market.
Yeah.
That's all he cares about. Is that what some Grenadians would like to see happen in Grenada?
You know something, Caller? It's something that we've been preaching for from the time this started, that people have a responsibility to the people that follow them, to the people that listen to them, to ensure that they provide the right information, because virtually you have these people's lives in your hands, you know. Because whatever you post, whatever you say, and they believe you, they go based on that.
They go based on that. You know, if the protocol is in the country right now is to stay inside and take these precautions, that is what you encourage your family and friends and followers to do.
Absolutely.
Don't go contrary to it. All right? You know, the democracy is a thing that people realize it has its good, that it has its bad. You know, because we're in a democracy, we don't have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Right? When you look at China and those other countries that doesn't practice democracy, what they did, they shut their entire place down.
Yep.
Now China doesn't have a reported case in over a week.
Yeah.
Not one new reported case. Pay attention. Why? Because they shut the entire country down. Iceland and those other places, they shut the entire place down. Look at what's going on in Italy.
Mm-hmm. Democracy is
New
not
York
for
is about
everybody.
New York is about to surpass Italy.
Yeah.
Many of us Grenadians that's in Grenada right now, you have family members whose lives are in the wind, are in limbo. That's what you should be more concerned about. Your lives down there, your family lives down there, and the ones out here.
Yeah.
We got to take heed. We got to be more responsible than that. We cannot afford to be going out unnecessarily in the bars. There are people, a friend of mine called me from St. Lucia last night. He told me he lives next door to a lady that has a big bar. She ended up, they're sitting upstairs in the veranda. The front of the bar is closed up. But people are going through the back door.
Yeah.
That's irresponsible. You know, he doesn't want his kids to go play next door with her kids because he is scared that somebody might go in there, like bring it in there, and then his kids, which is possible. The people that are affected doesn't have a LED light across their forehead saying, I'm infected.
It's a
When
rough
I get off work, when I
situation.
done work at the end of the day, the first thing I do, I go in, I strip everything off myself. I take a shower, I clean, I mop the whole place. Wherever I clean, I sanitize every area from the front door all the way into where to my bathroom.
Well, let me give you a joke.
That's their life right now.
Let me give you a joke. So I left. I've been home for like let's say a week or so, and I left the house this morning. I left my kids doing their schoolwork and so on, and I was like, I'm going to work, and I'll be back soon. My son and my daughter put me sit down, and they said to me, "Mommy, these are the rules. When you get home, you need to make sure that you leave your shoes and your clothes and your bag outside.
Yeah.
You come inside and you take a shower, and then you could go back outside and disinfect everything." And those were the rules. And my kids are 11 and 10 and 11.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
they're paying attention.
they're paying attention.
They're paying attention. And the fact that they're getting the right information, so again, even as young as they are, by being exposed to the right information, they could relate the right messages. Why it is that growing hard back people can't do the same. That's what upset me with people. It's not just in Grenada. I'm talking about folks in the U.S. I'm looking at people. I went this morning to a bakery, and a bunch of people inside the bakery, just, a cluster of them.
Yeah.
There's a sign all over the bakery. No more than three people plus the cashier in the bakery at any one time.
Yeah.
Right? So it's only three persons, three customers, and the cashier should be in there at that time. But there was and she's trying to get them out of the place, and there's nothing wrong with you, man. Be good, man.
Yeah.
It is just irresponsible.
It is. It is. It really is. It really is.
It's very irresponsible how people doesn't take heed. It is our irresponsibility from not just us, but people all over the world. Hence the reason why it is what it is.
Yeah.
In New Orleans, had this government, U.S. government, went on a lockdown. Right now, all the cities that's in stay in mode, and we won't say lockdown because they're not really locked down, it takes the governors of the different states to implement those rules. The president not doing it.
Yeah.
So the fact that he did not implement the rule, he cannot tell people in the different states when they could go back to work, which is what he wants.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the power to do it because he didn't put it in place. Right? And now that getting him pissed off. He's angry like hell. He's threatening to take away stuff from New York City. It's all kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
But because he did not take the steps to put those measures in place, thousands of people who went to Mardi Gras in New Orleans now are at risk to having this virus. Thousands. I was watching that press conference by the Louisiana governor last night, and she's saying, and many of those people went back to different parts of the country and outside of the country.
Yeah. Boy, it's rough. And I keep telling people in Grenada, and not just Grenada, but in the Caribbean, once you take the proper steps, we have a better chance of managing this virus because we don't have the mass gatherings that a lot of these international countries have. And I think that is what most of the governments and especially our government and our prime minister, I can speak for, has understood that. And that is why Grenada, even with one case, is way ahead of the curve. Right? Yeah. Way ahead of the epidemiology curve, simply because even though we have one case, we still have such stringent methods in place, such foolproof procedures in place that we are able to manage this so well. And a lot of people are saying, oh, well, we have one case, but the government is hiding. And listen, this is utter nonsense.
A while back, they didn't have none and they're lying. And now they have one, they're still hiding. And I've said to people all the time, when there's a pandemic out there, no country could hide it. No country. They are bound by law to report every case.
Bound by law.
Every positive case.
Absolutely.
Every person that is being suspected of having it and everyone that is reported to have it.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah, but not
Okay.
only that, my friend. The testing for our country is done by CARFA, who is the Caribbean's public health authority, who reports to the Pan American Health Organization, who then
Directly.
reports directly to the World Health
Yeah.
Organization. It is absolutely impossible, even if they wanted to.
They wanted to hide it.
It is
Because
absolutely impossible.
They don't see the report. They only get the report after.
They get the report after. Yeah,
These are the things that people are not even thinking about.
yeah,
The entities who are doing the testing, they are the ones that report the results,
yeah,
not the government,
yeah.
not the minister, not the prime minister, not the people that they always want to keep blaming for doing these things.
Yeah.
And that's where you're more so dangerous,
Absolutely.
you know. And if Grenada, if for instance, we talk, we are Grenadians, this is a Grenadian program. If there are other nationals listening, you know, but if, for instance, one country, let's say Grenada, were to do that, when there's a pandemic, there is money in place, grants in place to assist the country or countries, especially the third world countries, to fight this pandemic. Upon not following guidelines, you lose.
You lose out
the
on that.
ability to get that money.
Yes. Very true. Very true. So people are just
When
looking
will
at
we
this as
wake
face
up and
value.
stop?
Yeah. You're right.
And what is really so hurtful about this thing, the great majority of people spreading it are the educated ones.
Oh, yes.
The
That
ones
is-
you know that knows better.
That is the disappointing part.
They are the ones acting the biggest fools in this time.
Yeah.
According to the words of Mr. Victor Ashby, they're behaving like bright people with no sense.
Yeah. What will we do? We got to pray. And I mean, people are not looking at it from the standpoint of, okay, we have one case. Somebody somewhere is praying for us. Some people somewhere on their knees praying for us. People not even looking at it from that
But
standpoint.
there are other parts of Europe that doesn't even have one case.
But of course.
So what they think them people are lying to?
And not only that, there have been countries that have been reporting just one case for as long as I can remember. And I'll give you an example right quick. We have countries like, let me just pull it up here. Like Guinea, no, not Guinea. Sorry. We have countries like Libya. We have countries like what is it? Timor-Leste. These countries are countries who have for the longest while been reporting just one case.
Just one case.
We have countries that have only reported one case and recovered and have never reported a case after.
Never again. Yeah.
You know, so this
Right.
thing is not singular
Because
to just Grenada.
what I want some of these folks to verify for me, they're talking about America do this, America ain't doing crap. America is just beginning to put some things in place, and it's not the American government that's doing it. It's the different governors in the different states that are taking the lead. I could go to JFK Airport right now, and I will videotape. If they would allow, I would videotape every terminal in JFK. You ain't seen one person in hazmat suit taking temperature of nobody. I was on the airport last Saturday, dropping a family member to go back because they fear, they were supposed to go home next month, but they fear, that they may not get a flight or whatever, so they don't want to be here. They want to go home. And I was right at the airport. The airport is as desolated and deserted as ever. I have never seen JFK Airport like that in the 30 years I'm living here.
Yeah.
Huh? But all you see I saw on the airport is one big military kind of looking truck marked police. I mean, it's a military equipment vehicle sitting at the end of the terminal runway driveway in there. And I was in the airport because it's a senior citizen individual. So when we get in the airport, we ask for the wheelchair assistance and so forth. But they print me a boarding pass so that I can go in to the gate, and that's where they said they will assist them with the wheelchair from that point.
Yeah.
Right? Throughout that area right there, right where I am, where gate is where you've seen people coming off flights. There's not one person in hazmat suit, Nobody doing no kind of check. But Grenadians expect to see that in Grenada. The same gentleman that posted what he posted this video about he just came down on Sunday and all that. Let him see, ask him if he come to JFK and he will do a video like that and post it and ask him what will happen with him afterwards.
It's really sad. It's really sad.
We have a level of freedom in the Caribbean. We have a level of free will on surpass many countries in the world. And I think that's what cuts in the backside.
Yeah.
You lead some of us to behave the most ignoramus and arrogant manner they could behave with. For what? A couple of likes?
Yeah.
Or somebody will say, well, so-and-so has post certain things and you could go check that. For what?
Yep.
Be responsible, people. This is the time for us to be more responsible than any other time. Because lives is at stake. Not just the people that are infected. How about the ones that will be infected later on? I haven't seen my mother face in about 2 to 3 weeks. My mother lived 2 blocks from me within the same block pattern. And I haven't seen my mother for going on 3 weeks now. Because what I do not dare go in her house. I not dare go into my house, in my mother's house. Because she's elderly, she's in her 70s, and she has underlying illnesses. She has hypertension, she has diabetes, not put on business out there, but which elderly person we know doesn't have those things?
Yeah. Boy.
Many people living in this country in isolation. There are lots of, someone asked me on Monday if I would reach out to some of my psychologists and doctor friends and so forth, and if I could get them to come on the radio or when I do my program to talk to, relate to, how to, for the people that is locked in, shut in, how they could cope.
Yeah.
Which is something I'm trying to do, but a few of them is so busy, they're not sure, they'll try and so forth. It is no joking matter. Someone called me yesterday, and it's like they're going out of their mind. They're literally going out of their mind. It's hard to be shut in the apartment. It's hard in a house, especially in an apartment. A 1-bedroom apartment, whatever, where all you can do is go to the bathroom, go to the kitchen, go to the living room, go to your bedroom. You're limited to that space. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes, you could go out and walk in the park. You could go out and jog. They give you that liberty. But a lot of these people can't. They need assistance to go down the steps. They need assistance to go up the steps. And we not worried about what about the nurses and the doctors and the home attendants and all these people who getting up every day within this structure here, within this pandemic, and still go to work. There are hospitals in New York City up until last night has no more room, no more beds. They are dismissing people early.
Yep.
You give birth, once that child doesn't have complications, you out the hospital quicker than before.
Yeah.
This is not a joking matter. They don't have masks and gloves and the scrubs and the PPE that the people need. So they are asking them. This is something if you were to do on normal conditions, you get fired for it. But they're asking them to collect it and put it in paper bags and seal it to you reuse the next day. This is America. When folks don't want to talk about the healthcare system in Grenada, it's crap and all of that. This happening in America, in New York. If all you want to know, go on CNN, go on MSNBC, go on these station things. You can find it on TuneIn, you can find them on Google, and look.
Yeah.
Listen. That's what's happening out here.
I also heard and read that, so that to get tested for the coronavirus in some places, if you don't have insurance, you have to pay up to $30-something thousand. Can you clarify that for us?
We've been hearing the same thing. Some factions, some people are saying it is not true, it is overblown. They said that the government has instituted that nobody's supposed to pay for that. But again, you cannot get clarification because what comes out of the government is always topsy-turvy and up and down. So we're still waiting to verify if that's really, really true. Right? Because somebody's saying it has to be true because look at how these basketball players and the baseball players and the rich people, the movie stars and them are getting tested so quickly.
Right.
Whereas millions of people cannot get tested because you have to show certain symptoms. You have to be symptomatic before they actually do test you. Or you have to be over a certain age. That I know is true. You can't just go and tell the doctor, well, you know what? You can't even go to your doctor's office and get a test.
Yeah.
Right? That's still not available to the average New Yorker or the average American. You have a doctor, you can't just call the doctor on the line and say, Doc, you know what, I wake up this morning, I'm coughing, I'm sneezing, I'm shouting, whatever, and you just say, okay, well, come into the office and I'll get you a test. In a thing like that, the test package is supposed to come to you. So, it's supposed to be readily there for everybody. This country is supposed to be testing every living soul.
Yep.
But they're not doing that because they don't have it.
And
it's not that they got it and they're not doing it. America does not have the test packages that it needs to supply every living American.
And I want you to say it louder for people to hear because they feel like when Grenada says, okay, we have this amount of test kits and we don't have the capability to test everyone, they feel like that is a failure on government's part. But they don't understand it's internationally.
Right? Because why? America did not think it was viable or it's good prudence to, okay, China is making the test and they have it, they could test every Asian person and they have it, so to start getting from them. No. Because you have to be FDA approved, you have all these red tapes they have to go through before they will bring it in from these countries. Right? Now, again, how can they pick up right now? And how could the President of the United States call out to the President of China and how the Prime Minister of Grenada might be able to reach out to the Cuban President and say, you know what, Grenada needs some assistance, we need 100 tests or masks or whatever. How can the President of the United States do that?
Yeah.
He was ridiculed and has been ridiculed in the Chinese government ever since he got into office.
Yeah.
Think about it, people. Everything that America needs right now in this pandemic is made in China.
Say it loud.
It's made in China. But every day the president gets on the TV, he calls it the Chinese virus and the Chinese this and the Chinese that and the Chinese this and the other. Hence the reason why they're not getting it. China is helping every other country around the globe except America. When you pray long enough for something, you will get it. America prayed for Donald Trump, and boom! God has a very funny sense of humor, you know. Grenadans, be safe, be smart. We are intelligent people. Let's leave the arrogance. Put down the politics. Have a good day, everyone.
All right. Thanks for calling, love.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Yep. Guys, we had to get it from a different point of view because I think Grenadians don't understand, they don't appreciate, they don't care to appreciate the work that is being put into this thing. And y'all are taking this thing at face value. There are people in the back working hard, staying in the office late nights just to make sure we get this thing right, you know? And there is no one structure to deal with this thing. This epidemic, this pandemic is so fluid that every country must adjust as the time goes by. Your procedure cannot be so stringent that it leaves no leg room for there to be things moved around. There must be leg room because this is a very fluid situation. Today it might be this and tomorrow it might be something that is 10 times worse. We just don't know. We have another caller on the line. Good morning, caller. Seems like we've lost that call. Let us try the overseas line once again. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Ms. Duncan. How are you?
I'm good. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Blessings. I hope you all not taking that thing down there too out of whack that all you can even think, go straight. All they're going crazy, going die, going think. But what I want to say is that to go to heaven, you got to die. We not have to be afraid of death. The same way we use wisdom, we be cautious, and we move along. But not my main reason, but one of the reasons I'm calling to, your previous caller had a lot to say, and he want to leave politics out of it. But it's a good and evil situation that is happening now. We got to look further than politics.
Yeah.
He blamed Trump for a whole bunch of stuff. But we want to go with the spiritual aspect of this thing. We got to look on the promises that God give us. End times are coming.
Absolutely.
Things will happen. Diseases, sickness, earthquakes, all kinds of things happening. So we just got to look up, lift up our eyes, look unto the hills. Where cometh our help? Our help cometh from the Lord, not from man. The president can't stop 6 runs. So we have to take it easy, consult our Creator, look to Him. He said, like, will you shelter us under His arms in His shadows? Let's look at the Psalms and hide ourselves in Him. But then that's the only place we can hide, because in Revelation tell us the time will come, no place to hide, no place to run. And if now looking at what is going on, airports closed down, seaports closed down, how they talking about borders closing within the United States. If that happens, you can't your movement, your momentum of transportation is getting limited. You're being cornered, you can't move. We have to look further than just what is going on here now. And we look at a little virus, have the whole world upside down. Mm-hmm. We fear that virus so much. And we don't fear God. We don't fear God not one bit. So that's the one that we have to fear, the one that could kill the body and the soul. But the little virus only take the soul. Much I could say this morning, but Ms. Duncan, I know it's about time for you to go home. Mm-hmm. So have a blessed day and just keep the faith and let Grenada keep going, keep praying that we don't have no more
cases,
contamination with that virus. It's a gift from God. It's a blessing. Yeah. And if we keep running our mouth and cussing God, we're going to lose it, and we'll pay the consequences.
Yeah.
So have a blessed day. Tell Sheldon and Devon I say hello, and we'll talk.
I will, definitely. Thank you so much for calling.
One love. All right.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, and we have another caller on the line. The lines are busy this morning. Good morning, caller. Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Can you lower your volume in the background, please?
Good morning, Ms. Duncan.
Morning. Lower your volume. Hi, Devon.
Yes, I did lower the volume. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, not too bad. Finally, I got a chance to save my 2 pence.
Yes, please.
Good morning, Grenada, and good morning to all who are listening to us via the different mediums. And so, first of all, I want to congratulate the entire leadership of this country, right? Politicians as well as our health workers, right? The Prime Minister and his cabinet colleagues, and the Minister of Health and his team, led by Dr. Mitchell and the CMO. They, together with the other workers, the frontline workers, have been doing their utmost best to ensure Grenada is being protected, to ensure that we are a proactive people, and no harm come to us. So I really want us as a people, when we rise in the morning, before we go to bed at night, let us say a prayer right? To the workers who are constantly working, some of them 24 hours, right? Working to ensure, right, that Grenada remains safe as possible. Okay, so I just wanted to get at it. Secondly, I want to make a thing to a plea to Miss Franca Bernardine, the political leader of NDC. Ma'am, if you're not listening, there might be others who are listening and will tell you. I'm asking you, could you please put a muzzle, you know those muzzle that we usually put on the dog's mouth to bark, stop them from barking and biting and so? I'm begging you, could you put a muzzle on your public relations officer, Miss Claudette Joseph? Now, I say that with no apology, and so because she has been basically intimidating. She has been spreading false propaganda. She has been inciting, bad for our country. I mean, when you as a politician, a legal person at that, would come on Facebook or even on radio and make comments hoping or insinuating that Grenada has more cases than it is saying. Shame on you, ma'am. Shame on you for what you continue to do. And that also goes to Mr. Kem Jones, who continue to incite. Instead of you telling people, look, let us follow the guidelines. Let us do what needs to be done to protect ourselves. And so, but you continue to spreading venom against our Prime Minister and most of the politicians that are the helm at this moment, leading this charge against the COVID-19. You two people should be ashamed of yourself, and you guys say you are public figures, right? Trying to get support and so from people with whatever you do. This is not the time for it. It is about time as a people that we stand up, come together to fight this disease. It has no color. It has no race. Right? We need to do something about it. And if we need to meet them or meet persons on the road who continue to spread these vicious rumors on TV, let's meet them in the road and confront them and tell them, look, what you're doing is wrong. You're putting the nation at risk. What happened to the elderly people? And so you continue spreading all these rumors. What you leaving them to think? You understand? We need to do better than that. And I'm appealing to those persons who continue to do that. And my final point, I just want to appeal to our bus drivers, right? Our commuters and so. Let us try as best as possible to adhere to the distancing of each other. Now, I know the bus is a business and so, but I have driven on buses this week, and the bus driver emphatically made it clear to the passengers that, look, I'm only taking 8 or 9 passengers and we're going. Right? We need to adopt something like that. Yes, it's not a law as yet to prevent persons from doing it, but we don't have to reach there. We have to use our common sense. We have to care for each other. Right? It's not always not about the money. What is the sense you packing 18 people in a bus and traveling more than half an hour distance for people to get to home? What happened to persons, right, who may want to cough or to sneeze, right? Or even speak to each other? You have to be jamming up at each other. I'm appealing to persons, please, right? Do what is necessary. Do what we can to protect ourselves. We are the ones that could make or break this entire thing. Right? We continue to lambaste on the politicians. The politicians, they put policies in place. They are the ones leading. They are the ones with the information, giving the directives. We are the ones to listen. You may not like the politicians, but listen to the message, not just from them, but from the health organization and others. I think as a people, we know better than that, and we can do better than that.
Absolutely.
All right? That is really what I wanted to get across this morning, Ms. Duncan.
Thank you so much for calling, Devon.
Yes, and hope to see you soon. Okay?
Of course.
All right, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Right.
Guys, I couldn't even put it better myself. You know, I couldn't put it better myself. It's just time for us to stop. A matter of fact, the time for us to stop has passed, right? Right now we're working on borrowed time. The time for us to stop has passed. I'm going to take this last call for the morning. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Miss Duncan.
Hi, good morning.
Well, for a while, I thought you was in a lab in China doing some research on this coronavirus.
Boy.
But, okay, let me be brief.
Uh-huh.
Now, Miss Duncan, and to our listening audience, to my brothers and sisters in New York, guys, I'll just stay strong. Since I've been living on God's earth for over 50 years now, and my life experience have always taught me that good will overcome evil. So yes, we have some evil people in this country of ours, like in many other countries, but good always overcome evil. So let me say that now, Miss Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
I know the wages of sin is death.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the wages of sin is death. It don't have to be physical. There are many kinds of death. But to those that intentionally spread rumors, propaganda, misinformation to complicate and frustrate our people, when the anxiety level is as high as it can be, remember, as long as they know and as long as they are prepared to face the consequences that would come their way long after Corona is gone, all I can say, Miss Duncan, let them go ahead. You know, they could go ahead. They will create certain anxiety among our people. Mm-hmm. Some of our people might, you know, for a short period of time, buy into the misinformation. But mark my words, Miss Duncan, these are not unidentified flying objects who are doing that. Mm-hmm. They are known. Yeah. They are our brothers, our sisters, our friends, our associates. And Miss Duncan, mark my words, I just hope when they are being repaid, we do not have the friends and the family and the associates crying down all hell broke loose. Because they would have known exactly what such individuals was doing to the majority of our people when we needed all hands on deck. No, they are doing things because they want to see us sink. They want to see the country go under. But when we get through that and the country rise and we get back to where we was, trust me, they would not be here enjoying it with the same kind of coziness like the rest of us. Yeah. I hope I make some sense in what I say. I trust you will have a pleasant day, ma'am.
You as well. And that was our last caller for the morning. But before our numbers go down, which they're doing, because, of course, we're coming to the end, let me just take time to announce that the Prime Minister of Grenada will be giving a national address, and that will be happening today at 1 p.m. So we will be carrying it here live via Hard Talk. So for those radio stations listening, you can tune in or stay tuned in with us to hear what he has to say. And I know most people, when they hear national address from the Prime Minister, the first thing they're thinking, oh God, we have another case. So within the next hour from 12 to 1, I anticipate the many fear-mongering individuals in our society that will go out on a limb to ensure that they give people anxiety before the Prime Minister comes on. But what I can say to us is that whatever it is that our leader is about to say, he has taken time, he has taken consideration of everything that is happening. This man leads with wisdom, and we have to give him credit. You may not like him. You may not think he deserves to be there. But what you do have to admit is the fact that he is leading with wisdom. Everything that he has done so far has been a calculated achievement for the people of Grenada. Doubt it if you want to, but that is a fact. So let us, for the next hour, try our very best as Grenadians to not get caught up in the spin of, oh Lord, the Prime Minister come in and announce another case. Or, oh Lord, what the Prime Minister come in and say next. Let us just be ready for whatever his announcement will be. And let us take what he says wholeheartedly. Because as he is addressing you with concern as a leader, you must also accept what he says is out of concern as well. Guys, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Tomorrow we have the Minister of Trade who is going to come and sit here with us and discuss the many areas of the stimulus package and what you can do to ensure that the economic backfall of this situation doesn't hit you too hard. In whatever you guys say and whatever you do, be safe, be secure. I always love talking with you, and I don't ever want to be talking about you. Enjoy the remainder of your day. Bye-bye now.
Jerry, why government trying to change laws and regulations relating to the electricity sector?
Susan, do you know that the government sold majority shares in the then government-owned electricity company?
You're serious? Grenlec was owned by government? So how much they sold the company for?
The NDC administration in 1994 sold 50% of the shares to an American company for $15 million.
$15 million? You call that sell? That was a giveaway, man.
Well, I'm happy someone like you said that.
So, what the NNP government trying to do now?
Susan, the main reason the government is trying to change the law is to ensure that ordinary Grenadians like you pay less for electricity. Do you remember when we used to pay more than $2 per minute for some telephone calls? Well, today we pay as little as 30 cents per minute for local calls. That's because the NNP administration took the bold decision back then to change the law and open up the telecoms market.
Boy, I remember how much I fought against that. The thing is, I never trusted that plan. But now I've seen the benefits. I can even talk to Tom, Dick, and Harry for free. I mean, Jane, Jill, and Mary.
Well, I'm not concerned about who you talk to. But more importantly, Susan, how much was your last electricity bill?
Don't go there. I was just disconnected. I can't even afford it.
That's why the government is trying so hard to find a way to reduce the cost of electricity in Grenada. We have the highest rates in the region.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.